My advantage I have over most business people is I realize I have to establish this area.
So Tom, how do you go about establishing an area? What are the key points that you need to pay attention to?
I think one of my strong points is, see, when I go into an area, and you know, this is a great question because I see so many of my friends and my fellow executives, right? They really, really are super bright guys. They super intelligent and they observe a situation and generally they're really spot on. So they issue these orders like this. And I gotta be honest with you, what I see the shortcoming is it ends off right there. That just the bright idea is not enough, okay? You have to come in here and go, okay, so like for example, I'm here in Italy, I'm working in this call center here, right? We're brand new, all these brand new people, I mean like brand new people. And I gotta teach them how to become salespeople. I gotta teach them how to pick up on the phone and no matter where that person is in Italy, they gotta get them to do something. They gotta take control of the call. One of the hardest jobs ever on the face of this earth. And oh, by the way, I gotta do it in a foreign language of which I don't speak, okay? So it's like I'm going through here and I know what to do. This is like, I was born for this job, right? The point I'm making here is my advantage I have over most business people is I realize I have to establish this area. I have to make sure all the training material is put in writing. I gotta make sure if you were to show up here during the day, actually we could show you videos of an example here that everything I do during the training is recorded. I have mic'd up, I got the audio going, I have someone in the background filming me. How do you document it? That's the key element. How do you get all of this documented so it stands the test of time? It's not that I'm doing it today. Will it still work next week, next month, next year? Because I move around, I'm busy. I can't lock myself down in this department. I guess I could, but then that would be a fool, right? Because I'm trying to empower my training officer so he can do the job. I got to give him the wherewithal all laid out. So he goes and just go do what it says to go do and you'll get a result. And I see, and I'm trying to basically, and then this might sound stupid, but work my way out of a job. I don't want to have to do this ever again. You know, because one thing I'm gonna fucking tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a tremendous amount of like, my head was hurting. I'm going, okay, I did this 20 years ago or 30 years ago over in Florida. How did I do that? And I'm like pulling all this data for it. And I asked for all the documents, all the material, all the videos, all the training materials. I had it all in writing. Okay, now how do I apply that here in Italy? What's the similarities? What's the differences? How do I morph this? And I mean, I'm talking about dealing with raw recruits. How do I get them going? You want to know something? It's exactly the same thing I did when I was in Florida, to the comma. There was no different. I went, okay, people are people, they speak different languages, but humans are humans, and that's the way it is, right? So just get them on this runway. So you see what I'm saying? I was able to take something I did 30 years ago and bring it fast forward all the way up here today in Italy in a foreign language, and it just works exactly the same way. That's establishment. Now I had to kind of go, okay, what are the objections here? They're a little bit different, so I had to tweak certain little things, but it's adjustments, not reinventing a whole science. I did that 30 years ago. Now I can apply that science here, no matter what's going on, right? So this is how I think that when I get into an area and I'm gonna go handle something, I take it upon myself to make sure every aspect of it is handled, that every aspect of it is being thought through, and did I write it up, and did I document it, and did I leave a path for others can follow me? Can they move me up and out of the area? That's expansion. People get this idea, it's a statistic, it's a growth of income. I'm selling more. There's this stat on the wall saying that, oh, I'm expanding. Okay, maybe that's how one measures it. But how do you do it? And you do it to where you no longer are doing the work. You have someone competent there to get the work done, and they're doing it. And guess what you get to do? More. You see that point right there? I can go move up to the next step because this is being handled here. That is what expansion is. It's the growing of competent people inside your organization that hold a space, that can actually run that space. And it's your job as an executive is put competent people underneath you. And the only way that's done is writing it up, taking the hard-headed process of going, how does this work? How do we do this? How do we get this done? Okay, write this up, get these policies, get this all thing, get it all known, you know, and make sure these people understand it. And then you just keep pushing in the policy, and getting them trained and getting them working. I mean, there's like a lot of moving parts there. But eventually, you get someone who goes, I got this. And you can tell, you know why? Because you don't need to be there anymore. That position on your organization, in your organization, is doing its job well, okay? Now you can go, good, I need more of it. I can hire another person because I know I can train them, or I can put more pressure on that point. That's what expansion is. It's not that graph that goes, ooh, nice and growing there. Because, yeah, you measure it, but that's what makes that graph do that, is getting these things going on. And I'll tell you something, guys, if you try to go do it any other way, you will not expand. You know why? It's too painful. You will unwittingly prevent yourself from doing it, because if it hurts this much, you know, and this frustrating, and this insane at this level, God forbid we're 3 times bigger. That's why companies stay small. Don't be one of those companies. I'll see you down the road.